the sentence that the judge gives. Some sit in the cells with their books. They use the time to feed their minds, don't care about the dirty looks. Yo, I take for what it took to be a crook. Push your head, yo, I'll never...
What's going on, everyone? It is the holiday weekend, but we're with you tonight on a special Saturday night Shoot the Shit. Brought to you by the Gorilla Position. As you know, it's Inside the Gorilla Position with, I am your host with the most, the man who rules the East Coast, the Boston bad boy, Jason Rumble. And as always, the boys are not far behind. And like I always do, I bring to you whoever enters the studio first gets to get on camera first. And that is, looks to me like he may be in a back alley somewhere in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Sidewalk Sam. AJP, Adam Jack Kelly, I bring him here live to you. Brother, where you at? Are you at a book signing tonight?
I sold a couple books. I sold how many books I sold the last couple days? 5? Yeah, I'm at the UCW anniversary show. There's probably a good 600 people here.
Wow.
The stands are full. Mick Foley was here today signing autographs. I got to meet him. I gave him a book. He signed one of his first book for me. Very nice guy, and we got a little promo for Inside the Gorilla's Position for you.
Oh, well, that would be awesome. I'll give you an email address, and you'll send that to the producer himself, Mr. Mickey Bear.
Do you think I can just send it through Messenger? That's probably the best. It's not a long one, but it's a promo for you. So.
Well, yeah, don't worry about it. Mickey Biggs will figure it out, brother. He will figure it out. Next, I'll add to the stream. He is the APOC. He's a stiff mofo indeed. He is. Stiff Mike Egg. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chris Jericho.
Really? Really? Did you just call me Chris Jericho?
Yeah.
You're such a clown. Oh, I can see the circus is in town tonight.
Yeah.
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 No, just at a show, Mike. Great crowd.
I was talking about Rumble, you ding dong.
That's all right. I wonder who else will. I forgot this was the holiday weekend. I wonder if we'll be joined by Mr. Capelli or
he's probably out somewhere buffing his head.
Yeah.
Rumble, how would I send that promo to you, and then you can send it to Mickey Biggs?
No problem.
I feel kind of bad. I just missed Dwight's match. I saw the finish. It looked pretty good, but I'll have to apologize to him.
Well, I'm sure he'll understand.
Yeah.
Who did he work tonight?
Lincoln Steen. I saw the finish. It looked great. Did you see the people? See the people behind me?
Oh, wow. Not really.
No.
Take your camera and show it in.
It looks like you're in a closet right now.
Yeah, take the phone off of you and hold it so everybody can see.
Yeah.
There you go. Very good. And where are they this evening?
They're in the rink.
Oh, wow. Inside the ice rink, 600 people. Where's Chuck Martin? Is he available?
He did, he dressed up as the Menace, and Mick Foley gave him the Socko gimmick.
Oh, cool.
He's on Cloud 9 right now.
Well, I'm glad you were able to come to us tonight. I'm sorry. I'll let you get back to the action, and we'll just see you next week.
Yeah, and I'll send you that promo tomorrow.
All right, brother.
All right, have a great night, guys.
All right, you have a great one also. Everyone,
Okay.
That is Adam Jack Kelly, and he is live at the UCW Anniversary Show in Spryfield, Nova Scotia. Say hi to everybody who still likes me there in Canada.
And that's nobody.
You guys have a great night.
All right, brother.
God bless.
Yeah, God bless to you too. Well, brother, it seems to me like it'll be you and I sharing the stage unless we're joined later on by
Who? Internet himself, Jimmy Fingers.
I'd love
His
to see
crap,
Fingers. I'd love to see Fingers jump on.
his crappy internet.
Uh, well, I guess the one and only story that really has been ongoing has been more releasing of the Naomi and Sasha Banks mishap, and I see y'all one of the ones that's strongly on the work side of this. Where do
Yeah,
you
it's
think
just.
it's going?
I don't. I mean, everybody can be difficult at times. You know that. It's the
Yep.
business. It is what it is. I just don't. I don't see WWE really. They really don't bury people like that unless there's unless there's an angle to it. I should say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't bury friggin' Bret Hart when when he left like that. They didn't bury even Ryback. They didn't really bury. Just let him go. You know what
I
I
think
mean?
they knew Ryback would bury himself.
Right. No, I get that. But what I'm saying is that you never ever really rarely see WWE air their dirty laundry like they're doing
Yeah.
right now. I
Couldn't
mean,
have said it better than myself.
for them to go on SmackDown and Raw and like if it's a shoot, they're burying them bad. Like, but I just don't see it being a shoot. I got a feeling that eventually they're gonna do the whole Matt Hardy uh interrupting every show, beating up the girls, kind of like what Miz and R-Truth did.
Okay.
And again, I could be wrong. It could be a shoot. I just don't. Right now, I'm strongly on the work side of it. So
Do you think when they announce this quote unquote women's tag team tournament that it could be that they come out and they interrupt the final match?
yes, yeah, yeah, I do. Or it could be they could be going with the angle where what CM Punk did. He left with the title, came back. I'm the real champion. Whoever wins the tag titles, they come back. They say I'm the world. We're the real champions. We never lost them, and it goes from there. Again, it's fickle right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got Sideshow Bob out there running his mouth about WWE moving venues. Well, yeah, okay, they made a mistake. They're going against Dana White and UFC. I get it, but dude, just shut up. You can't even break 1 million viewers. Like,
I don't think it has. I mean, me myself, I don't
it
really
has a
think.
lot. It has a lot to do with the UFC because
Okay.
UFC is the same night. That's why they're
Yeah.
running. They're running head to head against UFC.
And where's
UFC
UFC that night?
in Vegas?
Well, where are they at? Are they at
I,
T-Mobile?
I don't know. I don't know. But I
Okay.
know. I just read before we came on the air that they booked Money in the Bank against UFC the same night. Like, yeah, okay, that's suicide, in my
Well,
opinion.
I think a lot of it had to do too is they thought they were going to have the hottest angle in wrestling that evening, and they're coming to find out they're not going to have that in Roman Reigns. As you can tell, the poster changed
Yes.
totally.
Yep.
Totally. Me myself, I thought it was a bad idea from the get go. I think right now that the WWE is better off having 2 to 3 big ones a year,
Yep.
and the rest, are where they're at.
Right.
I'm gonna release another thing that Dirt Sheet Radio. I just didn't have enough time to put it up, but it's basically they have three big venues in the next 4 months.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank was scheduled for Las Vegas.
Well, it's still in Vegas. They just moved it to a different stadium. Correct.
Love these floors.
And he froze.
Oh, very nice. So the bedroom.
What an ugly sight for you to freeze on. Oh my God.
Do they need to have their own bathrooms? No, but one doesn't clean up their space. Well, there is a guest room.
Okay.
Bathroom down there. That's what I was right. So then they can mess up their own space and have to worry about it. That could work. Yeah. The main bedroom.
Where did you go?
This is beautiful.
Walk-in closet.
Rumble, tumble.
And I think shower's too small. It could do with probably a reconfiguration. I don't even know if you have to configure. Why can't you just square it off? Hey, look at you, thinking on your feet.
And I'm by myself. Love it. Great. Thank God nobody's out there watching right now.
This is the
All right,
games room.
let's see.
You can do whatever you want. Full space. This is great. My favorite part is over here.
Bam, bam, chicka, bam, bam.
How awesome would this be? Hillary, you're in trouble. Can you imagine? You could be watching me. Do I have to?
Oh, hon, this is fantastic.
This is pretty cool.
Wasn't expecting this.
Here's another surprise. Have a look at this.
Oh my God! I don't have to join your church.
This basement is huge. I know. And we're not done yet.
Oh my God! It has a pool.
Oh, it has a pool, all right.
Oh my God!
It has more than just a pool. I mean, you've just got so much space for entertaining. Great
Oh, look at the deck.
And look at the two-tier
The
deck you've got.
glass.
And then you've got the grass area, and they've created like a little area for gardening. And that's your main bedroom right there. So you walk out those doors and you come and sit
Sit
by
here
the
and
pool.
have your coffee.
Yeah.
Privacy. I mean, you couldn't ask for a nicer.
Incredible. You've seen everything. You know what's around. You know about the lake. You know about the golf course. How do you feel about this place?
Okay, then.
It has everything we asked for. What do you think this house is listed at, Peter? $1.2 million. What do you think?
I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I think
Oh,
it's
this is
1,250,000.
great. This is great. No rumble.
50,000. Really? So this is $50,000 over budget, but I mean, you couldn't even do that pool for $50,000. No.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Yes, it
There you
is.
go. That's gonna help me convince you.
Do, do, do,
Hillary's got some work to
do,
do.
do,
You
do,
done done
do,
yourself. Do we need to
do.
look at anything else?
I'm talking to myself.
Yes, we're having a storm, a little bit of a storm up here, so the internet
Okay.
got knocked out. Hold on 1 second.
I'm talking to myself over here.
Fair place to this place?
Now he's gonna yell at kids.
I love
That's
it.
great.
As soon as I walked up, I saw the outside.
Yeah, I agree.
And then
So before Mother Nature and the internet so rudely cut us off, we were talking about the venue change.
Downfall.
it had air
Yeah, it's still in Vegas, isn't it?
conditioning in order, right? And what could make us
Perfect, buddy. Yes, it will still be at MGM Grand in Vegas.
Yes.
But like what the thing was is like then they're going to Nashville, Tennessee, and they are running SummerSlam at Nissan Stadium, and that's an outdoor venue, man.
Yeah, that's
Total outdoor venue.
Let's hope he doesn't roll snake eyes on that one.
Yes. And then they do September 3rd in the United Kingdom, which the UK, I find that show is going to be a success because the UK has been waiting for a major premium event to go their way for some time now.
And then he's got, then in November it's Saudi. So, I mean,
Yep.
He's going to make his money. That's a bot show. So,
Do you see without Roman Reigns, would you think that maybe that is a wise decision also that they left Reliant? Do you think they think not having Roman on the card?
yeah. Oh, because, Roman's not going to be on Hell in a Cell either, correct?
I guess, yes. Where's Hell in the Cell?
It was on the tip of my tongue. Let me look it up real quick.
And I will choose tomorrow night to watch Game 7 of the Boston Celtics over AEW's Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I'm number one. I'm not paying for. I'd rather watch Fingers wrestle than watch AEW. To be honest with you, and that's bad. Where are they? It's funny. I would think Fingers
would have been loving to be in on this tonight.
All right, where the hell? It doesn't say what arena it's in.
Right now, we're all feeling a little strapped. But weekends are still all about that. And Walmart always keeps prices low on our
Yeah, it's not telling me where it's at.
so you can save money and live better.
I'm sure.
Really?
I'll say the arena.
Oh, Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he's probably going, oh, come on, you gotta know where that's at. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
And probably Gazoo tonight is out with his wife,
Yeah, that's fine.
which is not a bad thing. It's Saturday night, and he's
Yeah,
having date night.
I do believe we agreed last week to come on Thursday night, and you were nowhere to be found. And then you texted me the following day. I'm at work right now, you ding dong.
Oh, because I thought that text came from when I commented and I put the Nia Jax pictures up there for you.
Yeah. That was thank you for that, by the way.
I knew you would enjoy that.
Of course, Frankie Bag of Donuts had to, throw up the whole freaking throw up sign. 'Cause-
Yeah, well, look at Frankie.
Exactly.
Look at Frankie to talk.
Listen, just because he likes blow up dolls, selling the real thing doesn't mean anything.
So the venue changes.
Yeah.
By the time SummerSlam is here, that's about the 10-week mark.
Yeah.
Is Roman Reigns back by then? And is it Roman? And is it Roman versus Cody Rhodes that early? Do they?
No, because I honestly think they're going to end up setting up. If he's actually taking the 10 weeks off, it's probably going to be Riddle first.
Okay.
And then I think it will transform into Cody Rhodes for Royal Rumble. And that's where he loses the title at Royal Rumble. Because then WrestleMania is The Rock versus Roman Reigns. If it happens, they don't need a title for that. They need that, which should be for the right to be called the Tribal Chief.
Yes.
And of course, Rock will put him over, and then probably later on in the year, he'll get the titles back from Rhodes. Unless they do the blind spread again, which, from all looks of it, you were right. They're not even. They're done with it.
I'm not. Listen, I'm doing the Tommaso Ciampa.
Well, I never disagreed with it. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying anybody disagreed.
I think it should have been done a long time ago.
There are people that have been on here, and I'll keep them nameless, that have
I
been,
won't. I won't.
That have adamantly and vehemently
I won't.
have
I won't.
have said no, USA and Fox, they blah 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 blah.
You know who you look like right now? You look like Artie from when he was doing that on
the Howard Stern show.
Yeah, you look like Artie right now.
So, Mike, it sooner or later it all had to make sense.
Yeah,
in order to make a stronger show, you gotta coexist some storylines. It does make it easier for the writers. And then on the second spin of it all, why would you send a crew out on a Friday night that could take away viewership from a live Friday night show? It just that stuff just don't make sense.
Right.
It's less wear and tear on the boys and the girls that now you're on the road Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are your off days. And some people don't have to do the super show on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Agreed.
Right. And I just think it's a hell of a lot easier. You can now you can actually concentrate on having a tag team brand.
Right.
You can concentrate on the women's division being a little deeper. You
Right.
can concentrate on the men's division, keeping it somewhat deep, but yet keeping them somewhat healthy. And I think it just goes for, I think, just in my honest opinion, now you can see these people on two different nights. Whether one night they're wrestling or one night they're cutting promos, but it's there.
Right. If you notice, like, and I watched probably 30% of Raw because I had to be up early, being to work early the next day.
Yeah.
It's kind of hitting different right now with some of the storylines. Hold on one second.
You bet.
All right.
I don't have time for your X-Men bullshit.
We're gonna have to cut this short. I got stuff going on right now.
All right, brother. Well, if we have to cut things short, we have to cut things short. That is unfortunate. I want to give a shout out to the producer extraordinaire himself, Mr. Mickey Biggs. He is under the weather. He's not feeling too good. A shout out to our producer, Mr. Mickey Biggs. Unfortunately, tonight we're only going to be able to go about 25 minutes.
We can go a little bit longer, but I can't go full hour.
Okay. So we're talking about the brand split being brought to the end. We have a pay-per-view tomorrow night, which is AEW presents Double or Nothing.
Well, CM Punk's gonna end up winning the title, which I think is a big mistake, but okay.
I hope that he doesn't, Mike, to tell you the truth.
He shouldn't. Let Paige run with it more.
I think it sends a bad message that this promotion was invented for the younger generation to get their push and to get their stride. And I'm one of the ones now that I'm starting to believe a guy like Punk really doesn't need a belt to get over.
No. Well, see, the thing of it is about Punk is they're doing what WWE did in the beginning with Vince, with Roman Reigns. They're doing this down our throat, everybody's throats. It's every show. It's either opening every other show. It's opening with CM Punk or this or that. Like, it's getting monotonous, dude. You're 47 years old. Yes, you can still go, but Tony Khan's blowing you, and he's going to give him the title. Why? Hopefully, Omega comes back and takes it off of him. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah. The one match I can tell you this that I am interested in seeing is I'm interested in seeing the 6-man match between Regal and his boys against oh shit, who are they facing?
The Jackass Society.
Yes. Well, that's Jericho and his guys. Can I tell you, there's something about them jackasses that I find comical and I like. So
I see. Okay, let's talk about the Jackass Society. So the 2.0, The kid with the big head. I don't even know who he is. That's how much of a tool
Who
he
makes the
really is.
really good facials that are over the top and stuff?
Yeah, and the way he talks, he's just a
Yeah.
tool. He's a tool.
He is doing that as an act, because if you can remember the hardcore,
He did it in NXT, dude.
yes, I know, but he does it because he's trying to be a hardcore Canadian wrestler.
A hardcore clown.
Remember the Rougeaus when they
Yes.
would talk like that?
Yes.
And I believe he's mimicking Jacques and Raymond Rougeau, aka one of being, which is the Mountie.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's a work. I think that he acts like that because he's trying to be the ridiculous Canadian, over the top, overselling.
Well, I mean,
performer.
I'm hoping that it's a worker, because if he's like that in real life, he must have got beat up a lot as a kid, because that's the type of person that I would just abuse.
He was
the shit
part
out
of the all nighters. They worked with Tony Rumble. They came in twice, Mike. When they were in, they came to Good Time Emporium.
So he's really like that then.
Yeah,
He's a clown, dude. He is a complete. Now I remember. He's a clown.
yeah. They worked for Tony. Yeah, they worked with Tony for a little while.
They're that old,
But
they don't look that old.
They are, bud. Yep.
They're
probably
like,
they're close to
pushing
40
40.
years. They're close
Yeah.
to 40. They were 16, 17 years old when they traveled down from Toronto.
Yeah, they oh yeah, they're old. I didn't realize they were that old.
Oh yeah.
No, that explains why they got released from NXT then. Besides that, they suck in the ring, but whatever.
Have you watched any NXT lately?
Honestly, dude, no. I've caught bits and pieces of it. This past week has been a week from hell with work. Friday on Friday, on the day of a holiday weekend, I was in Woburn pouring concrete, and they sent me to Wakefield to go to Salem, Mass at 4:00 in the afternoon, and they didn't even need the load that I brought to them. I was not happy.
Well, ain't that a kick in the nuts?
I didn't get home until almost 8:00. I was fucking beside myself. And then I wanted to ride today, and it rained.
Well,
So,
it sucks to hear that.
but
sucks.
I'll be on my bike. I'll be on my bike tomorrow, Monday, so I'll be good.
There you go, brother. We're coming up to the end of our baseball season, so we're just waiting on our playoff implications.
Right.
We've had a 500 season. We were projected to probably lose about 3 games the whole year.
So
And-
let's can we touch on baseball real quick?
yeah, go right ahead.
Just for like a smidge of a second.
Go
because
ahead.
On your show, talking from the cheap seats, Tits McGee Rochi said that the Red Sox are going to be in first place by June 28th.
Mike, that was totally designed to honestly
irk me.
he's doing his work, yes.
Because I don't know what he's smoking. Because
I do know this, that I will not talk Red Sox baseball with pessimists that don't understand baseball, because I told everybody they'd be close to 500 by June, and I'm pretty fucking close. And I'm pretty close.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not talking you, but there's people.
No,
One would be the co-host of my show,
Yeah.
and 2 would be the Pink Cat himself.
Right.
That baseball is a marathon. It is not a fucking sprint.
No, and the thing of it is, Baltimore sucks. Toronto's starting to show what they really are, and so aren't the Rays. It's going to end up being between, as always, the Red Sox and the Yankees.
And that's the way it should be. They're the 2 teams in the American League that spend the most money.
Right. So
yeah, right now, the Sox are 22-24, and they're probably going to drop the second game of the doubleheader. It'll bring them down to 22-25. Right. Hopefully, they can take Sunday and Monday, which brings them to 24-25, 1 game under 500, which means they were 12 games under 500 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
It's kind of impossible to hear of a team making up 6.5 games per week. I don't care, even if the Yankees were the bottom dwellers right now and
Right.
did that. Like you don't get that's gaining a game a day, basically. How chips fall, like amazing.
Right.
And at the same point, at the beginning of the past 20 games they've had, they were the only team in Major League Baseball that had 3 starting hitters that were averaging 300 average and an 800 plus slugging percentage.
Right.
And because you know what the rest of their team was hitting after Martinez, Devers, and Bogarts almost
They're
2.5 weeks ago,
shit.
the rest of the team wasn't even averaging 202.
Yeah. I know.
You
I
can't.
agree.
Baseball's not and you know as well as I do.
I do.
Baseball
I
is
do.
9 guys in the lineup
I know. Oh, well, you know.
and 5
And
guys pitching and 12 guys in the bullpen.
right, you know, but I mean it's the the hometown heroes, I should say, for fans that, you know, believe what they say. And, you know, yeah, the Yankees had some issues, but they went out and picked up 2 players that are going to help them tremendously.
Yep, I believe that.
You know,
I also believe
Cashman's not sitting on his hands right now. He's replacing parts that are hurt. Like,
Yep.
you know, the kid went down with Tommy John surgery where they brought back somebody that nobody thought they would bring back, and he's in the bullpen and he's amazing.
Who's this?
What the hell's his name? He pitched with them a couple years ago, and then he went somewhere. I forgot what the hell who they said it was.
All I know is if they end up having trouble at the back end, and the back end would be Chapman, that's their stud, man. I hate the fact when you know that's their stud is Chapman, man.
Yeah, and Chapman's up and down through the whole year, but when it comes playoff time, he's dead nuts, and everybody should. He's no Mario Rivera, but
come on
nobody
now.
is. Right.
I say this, that Major League Baseball ain't good in the American League unless the Sox and Yankees are battling.
Yeah.
And I'd have to say, if I was out in the West Coast, if the Dodgers ain't relevant, if the Giants ain't relevant, you know, I believe that's the big West Coast thing.
Honestly, right now, the 2 top teams in the American League are the Yankees and Angels. Everybody else is doing crappy right now.
Yeah.
So,
good. I'm glad the Angels are finally doing good. They got the best player in all of baseball, and not Mike Trout.
we'll see how long it lasts, though. They always start out like this, and then they tank it.
Oh, well, can I tell you? They start out mediocre, and then they really their big problem for the Anaheim Angels has been pitching.
Yep.
You know.
All right, back to wrestling. So,
what do you see at Hell in the Cell, and how does it go?
I see Cody going 3-0 against Seth.
Is that a Hell in the Cell match?
Yes, that is a Hell in a Cell match.
Okay.
I see Bobby Lashley finally pinning Omos.
Yeah.
And that will be the end of Omos.
You think Omos is gone after that?
I think they're going to expose him. And the reason why they're making it a handicap match is so he doesn't get exposed. But I think he's going to get exposed.
See, I'm one of the ones that I think Omos is. For a big guy, there's not many big guys working with him, and I'm just maybe I'm blind to the fact, but I don't think he's done all that bad.
He's a 6-move man. That's all he is.
Mike, he's 7 feet 2 inches.
Well, he shouldn't have to. I mean, like honestly,
was Kevin Nash answer this? Was Kevin Nash any more than 6 moves?
Kevin Nash is a caveman with. You know, a modern day caveman, to be honest with you, the way he moved in the ring.
And that's who's training him right now. That is his trainer. If you look up, no lie.
Yeah, no, I agree. I know I have. I get
who is Omos from WWE? It comes up. He's being trained by Kevin Nash at the Performance Center. So I think it is. People think he's the shits because let's just face it, we're used to watching people that can perform to a totally different standard and or level. I think for a big man, I don't think he's better than the great Khali.
Oh well,
You know
listen, my
what?
12-year-old daughter's better than the
Why
great
not
Khali.
bring back a guy like what's his name there, Big Cass, and let him and Big Cass go at it
Well,
a little bit.
they said they were interested in bringing him back, but he's still on a contract with TNA for another year and a half. So
Why not? Why not put him in there with Drew McIntyre? Put him in there with bigger guys. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I mean, the whole Randy Orton thing that he's severely hurt his back. It cracks me up that like all the mark sheets are running with it, and it's actually one giant work to keep him off TV so he can come back and turn on Riddle. Because if you notice how they're pushing Riddle now, pushing him, giving him different tag team partners, making him the focal point. It's a big setup for when Randy comes back and turns on him and they feud.
Yeah, and then that's probably
they'll feud all the way up until Money in the Bank. They'll have the blow off, and then Riddle will go after Roman Reigns at SummerSlam and lose, and then he'll start a program with Cody. I'm assuming. We'll see.
I'm thinking the Riddle Randy Orton thing goes all the way till the big pay-per-view in January, February there, the Royal Rumble. And I believe that those two are the last two in the ring. And I believe that they start an angle off of I believe they start the angle even more off of that.
Or it could end up being Randy wins the Royal Rumble. Cody had just won the titles, and now they have Cody versus Orton at WrestleMania.
Could be like that, yep. But what about Cody just winning Money in the Bank and cashing in at the very end?
That's another scenario you could do.
Like say Roman just keeps it for all shits and giggles, all intents and purposes. It ends up being Randy and Roman because you ultimately can't get The Rock.
Right.
Randy and Roman go at it. Randy goes over. All of a sudden, Cody Rhodes comes down, cashes in at Money in the Bank.
That's a good scenario.
You got a crap load of second and third generation talent in that ring right there.
Yeah, I would say that Roman goes over, and then Cody goes over Roman.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. But wouldn't it be a good way to get that one extra title run into Randy to get him closer to the Ric Flair?
Well, I think if he wins the title, he breaks it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he's already a 16-time world champion, isn't he? He's tied with Flair.
Thought he was 13.
No.
Okay.
He's closer than that. No,
Okay.
You're right. No, Cena's at 16. Cena's at 16. And he announced he's coming back to WWE as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Why did Peacemaker not go good for him?
I thought that show was hilarious.
I did too, man.
That is the only DC product I watched because I hate DC. Besides the revamp of Superman versus Batman.
Why is it like why do people war over DC and Marvel?
Well,
for real though. I need to know this.
All right. So the DC movies have always been the shits from the rip. The Batman series was good with Christian Bale. DC Comics themselves, the comic books has always been dark. It's been dark comic books. And when they try to make it into a movie because they're doing the whole PG-13 for the kids, it doesn't play out well.
Yeah.
Marvel has always been the straight and narrow. The people who do the Marvel movies take what goes on in the comic books and puts it on the screen so it makes
So you're
sense.
saying the Batman movies that we realistically see that have nothing to do with the way
So,
that the comic book portrayed it.
right. So
But the last Batman movie that just came out was
yes, that
closest to the
yes,
comic book
right.
era.
So
I had to watch that. I'll just say this. I had to watch that movie twice.
to understand it.
Well, yeah, because I had to see what a person wrote about it and told me not to watch it as a usual movie, but to watch it as a murder mystery.
Well, that's what exactly what
So I,
Batman is. So Batman is always been called the detective
yeah,
because that's what Batman is. He Bruce Wayne is its alter ego. He's a detective. He solves murders. He goes after bad guys. He's a detective more or less. So the closest Joker, the two closest Jokers that I've seen so far were Heath Ledger's Joker in the second Batman, and then Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in the movie The Joker.
okay.
They're both nuts, crazy, out of their
So you
mind.
don't think the new Joker that they used during this movie
He
was
will
close?
be no, he'll be like in the comic books, yes.
Okay.
We only saw a glimpse of a really glimpse of the new Joker. The Penguin that they had no idea.
Yes, that's what I meant. The
I
Penguin.
had no clue that was Russell Crowe at all.
Do you think that Penguin is more to the Penguin that you would see in the
Yes.
comic book?
Yeah.
Now,
And the Riddler too. The Riddler was dead on.
more human like, yes.
Yep. Mhm.
So the Adam West Batman is what I'm going to compare to what we've watched in the first Batmans because it was more theatrical and you know what I mean and
It was
more
more stupid, yeah.
yeah.
It was more comical than anything else.
Okay.
They
And I
con-
get it now because Spider-Man, which is a Marvel comic, all those
Yeah.
movies that Spider-Man's been have been kind of like very close to what I mean. I was never a comic book reader,
Yeah,
but
I am.
I
Yeah.
I was
I
a
collect
comic
them.
I was a comic book follower, so I
Yep.
thumbed through them and I understood. And I'd have to say, Spider-Man is very close to what I used to follow as a
Yep.
kid.
Captain America,
Even
same thing.
even the cartoon that was on when we were kids,
Yep.
the Spider-Man cartoon.
Yep. Uh the X-Men
Yep.
was done by Fox. The best Fox did it okay, but I think Marvel's going to do a much better job with it because it's going to be more because it's a Marvel product.
Yeah.
Because they take the characters that are in the comic book and they put them on the big screen. So that's why I like Marvel more than I do like Iron Man. The Downey Jr. played a perfect Tony Stark because that's what Tony Stark was in the comic books.
Do you think Iron Man, when it's played by what's his name there, Morton Downey? That was it. Do you think he
Perfect.
does a good job?
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What
Iron
about
Man.
the Hulk?
They kind of ruined the Hulk, to be honest with you, because what they did is they went from being the mindless beast to Professor Hulk, which that comic book I hated because he was just he's a superhero that has a brain, and the Hulk is supposed to be somebody that it's like it's his inner beast that he lets out and beats the shit out of people, and then you put Professor Hulk in the Avengers, and it didn't work for me.
See, I'll be honest with you, I like the Hulk from when I was a kid with Lou Ferrigno.
Yep.
It was an experiment go wrong.
Right.
And I'll tell you, you know who I thought would have been a perfect Hulk? John Cena.
No. Come on.
Not being Banner himself, but when it came to the point of ripping in and being the jacked beast,
yeah, but
I think Cena would have looked awesome painted green and the scraggly hair.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But it could have been like it could have been somebody beforehand, as the professor, but John Cena would have been the Hulk,
Right. But now it's the age of CGI, and they can make it look like the comic book. So that's what people want to see.
I want to see it look like back in the day in 1982
Oh,
when I used to watch the Hulk was after the Dukes of Hazzard on a Friday night on CBS. Dude, that was the best Hulk ever. How can you fucking
yeah,
argue
no,
that?
I know it was.
I'm sorry, but that's what I want. That's why I say that's what I wanted to see the Hulk as.
Right. Like so. All right. So the Punisher. You ever see that on Netflix?
Yes.
That series. That is the closest thing to the comic book. He was a
Okay.
killer. That's what he
Yep.
did. He was an anti-hero. That's what he was. You know, Venom. I like the Venom movies, but they did it wrong. Venom actually came from the Secret Wars of the Avengers, and how he got over here was on a spaceship, and he attached himself to Spider-Man before Eddie Brock.
Okay.
So I didn't like. I mean, I liked the movies; they were great, but the backstory didn't match. I'm more of a realist and want to follow. It should be what the comic book was written.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
agree.
and so DC doesn't do that. That's the difference between Marvel and DC. Marvel
So do you
kind of
think with the popularity of the last Batman movie that they just had,
they're going darker. Yes,
do you
I
think
honestly think
if they follow that route, do you think DC could make a comeback in
yeah,
people like y'all's eyes?
yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see the Black Adam movie.
Okay.
Um,
That's with The Rock, correct?
yeah. The Shazam movies
Yeah, it was I'll be
kind of
honest, yeah,
goofy,
it was real goofy and comical, and I'm not gonna, I liked it.
but here's the thing. So Black Adam is basically Shazam's rival. So if they do the Black Adam movie and then they end up putting The Rock and Shazam, the guy that plays Shazam, in a movie together, he's got to lose the whole joking around because it's got to go dark. Wonder Woman, spot on. The Wonder Woman movies were right, were perfect. Like I said, the new Batman I liked. A lot of people shit on it, but because they don't
Yeah.
get it.
What do you think about what do you think about Titans, the series? Do you think they're close on that? Are you a
Uh,
Titans fan?
no. I never really got into that. I never watched them. Like again, I'm not really, like I said, I'm not a real DC fan.
Yeah.
I'll watch the movies. I thought to date Christian Bale was the best Batman. This new kid that played that, I guess he played in whatever it is, the Wolf movie, whatever.
Yeah.
Twilight. He did a good job. But I've always been a Marvel fan because they tell the stories right, you know. So
One of my favorite shows is Titans. I like it, and this season was really good. It had Superboy in it, and I thought it was a really good series. It's awesome how we go from wrestling to comic books. But can I tell you something? People who read Dirt Sheet right now, you notice how they started recognizing and they talk about DC and Marvel Comics now. It's a huge thing.
Yeah. Well,
so
comicbook.com has been reporting on wrestling. They've been getting it totally wrong, but they're still reporting on wrestling. So,
well, my brother, we're at the 49-minute mark.
Yeah.
And I figure, we did good on our own tonight. There really wasn't much wrestling. There was a venue change.
The same shit going on with Sasha Banks and Naomi. I still think it's a work. Again, Capelli pointed out that, there's too much stink on what they're doing with Sasha. He could be right. I still think it's going to end up being a work, and it's going to end up turning into a storyline. And reality sells tickets, and reality sells TV. So
that it does, brother. That it does. All right. So next week, either Friday or Saturday night, to our live listeners out there on Facebook, Twitch,
I am working,
and YouTube.
I am wrestling
both nights.
Saturday. No,
okay.
So if we could do Friday night, that would be great.
I will try my hardest. As long as I have no away baseball game, we're good.
All right. If not,
the away games that kill me because we're on average away from our games 2 to 3 hours.
Right.
So all right, my brother.
If not, I'll check it on Saturday night.
Sounds good, brother. All right, everyone. Greatly appreciate people who are tuning in live, tuning in on the rebroadcast, and things of that nature. And for those of you out there watching us from your vacation home, have a great vacation. And happy holidays. And thank you very, very much to all the veterans out there that helped protect this country, helped get this country to be what it is today, the greatest country in all the world, the good old US of A. Some people say you can't say America no more. I say
Bullshit.
I say fuck you. America's where it's at,
That's
and
right.
that's what I got to say. What do you got to say, Stiff Mike, to end this?
You basically covered it.
All right, brother.
People
It
don't
is
like
what
this
it
country.
is.
People don't like this country. You know where you can go. Go visit Sidewalk Sam in Canada.
That's right. Get the fuck out.
Out.
Ha ha ha.
People grow up hard on the street as kids, so never dream that they be doing the